All right, here we go. Another night, another commute. I've got 2 commutes to go, and then I have reached my conclusion until vacation. And so it'll be interesting to see where this all winds up. I wonder if they're gonna let me go. I guess they're gonna let me go. Nice people they are. Anyway, see how far I get before I go on vacation. My goal is to have pre-planned all the way through January, and then we will be good until then. And so I feel like I'm already on like week 3 of January, so that should be very doable. And then kind of move from there. I need to get back on publishing the audiobooks. I got them far enough along to get me the start of the new year, and then once I reach that goal, I kind of stop messing with them. And so I'll have to see how far along that gets me, and then get back to recording videos. Like I said, I don't think that I'll not do any content while I'm in Florida. I just think that I will do a lot less of it. Like right now I'm averaging at least 2 videos a day, and that's a very good rate. But for a week and a half, I'll be lucky to probably film 2 videos, and so that'll put me relatively behind. But with as ahead of schedule as I've been, I don't think I have too much to worry about. Just kind of play it by ear. I made a pretty critical mistake going home today, and there was this lady who was leaving this room, and she was walking right in front of me, and I swear she was this lady that I know that works here, that I've known for quite some time. And so I was like, "Oh, hey Kim, how's it going?" And the lady didn't turn around, didn't register that I had said anything or anything. Now granted, she had headphones in, but I have a strong feeling that that wasn't Kim. This happens to me a lot. I mistake people for other people, and then I get all excited because, like, when I see people, I give them the cheesy grin and the wave and the whole bit, and that's just kind of my thing. And there's this guy, this is back when I worked at Home Depot, there's this guy who used to go in there quite a bit, who I went to high school with, and he got into doing electrical work and stuff like that, and so he would be in Home Depot pretty often, and we'd always catch up, chat, do whatever. Well, there was one day that I swore I saw him up at the register, and so I gave my old big cheesy wave, the whole bit, and the dude who was at the register, which was evidently not him, just kind of looked at me like I was a nut job. And so, yeah, that is apparently a problem that I have, mistaking people for other people, giving them these loud, glorious greetings, only for the mistaken person to just be like, "What in the world is wrong with this guy?" And you know what? I'm okay with that. Of all the problems to have in this world, that one seems pretty alright. So, and that was today. I shouted to some lady, called her Kim, and she was apparently not Kim, and she didn't give me the time of day. And then, yeah, looking forward to all the stuff that I've got going on. Trying to clean out my fridge before I leave, and I don't have a whole lot in there. I have these chicken breasts that I'd set aside to make salads with, but the salads that I bought have since gone gross on me. I bought them last week, and last week they were starting to get kind of gnarly, and so I know if there's any still in the fridge now, they're just completely kaputs. And so I need to eat up the chicken breasts, but I don't have any salad to go with it. So I was going to go to the store and buy salad, but then I remembered that I made those cheesy hash browns. You guys remember those? Yeah, those are still in the fridge. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just have chicken breasts and cheesy hash browns. That works. The cheesy hash browns, by the way, they turned out well enough, I suppose. They weren't great. The cornflakes really kind of ruined it for me because they, I don't know what happened to them, but they like just feel stale now. They don't feel good. And so I bet you, like, when the dish was fresh and the cornflakes were all yummy, that would have been really yummy. But now they're just kind of ugh. And so that was disappointing. The flavor of the dish itself is fine. I feel like it maybe needs something, but I don't know what. It was a really simple recipe, and so I'll just have to play with it until I get it to a place where I really like for it to be. I feel like, honestly, the cream of onion soup took over the flavor more so than the cheese, which is a problem when you're making cheesy potatoes and they taste just like onion and not like cheese. And so even though I felt like I used too much cheese, I'm now wondering if maybe I didn't use enough cheese. And so maybe next time I will put all 2 bags in with the cheesy potatoes and then put 2 more bags on top of it. Because I think I did a bag and a half and a bag and a half on both ends. And so if I do 2 and 2, maybe that'll balance it out better. But, I mean, that's part of the process. You live and learn. You make stuff until you perfect the stuff that you make. And then you're like, wow, that was really good. I made a whole bunch of baked goods for my team. I made these chocolate chip cookies, which always turn out really good. People really like those. And I made these brownies. And, like, I don't like to brag, but I feel like my homemade brownies are kind of to die for. It's a German recipe that I saw online, and I converted all the measurements to American measurements, and my goodness, they are good. I made a hefty batch of it because I didn't know if I was going to have enough for the whole team, and boy howdy am I glad that I did, because I now have enough for myself, and I am just tearing them a whole new day. And I need to go to the bank at some point and pull out money for the vacation. And but today I am determined to clean out my SD card. I need to clean out my SD card, and I need to download any and all games that I plan to play while I'm out and traveling. And so those are my 2 tasks that I have to get done today, and we'll see. Hopefully I can accomplish those. I need to get some multiplayer games in that I can play, because there's a good chance that my nieces will be traveling with me, and when that happens, I'll need to have games that they can play, because the games that I can play or the games that I will be playing are not appropriate for them. And so I just need to make sure that I get that all set up. In terms of the movies and stuff, I got tons of movies and stuff that I'll be bringing that we can watch, and that'll help occupy some time as well. And so all in all, I think we'll be doing pretty good. I burnt up a bunch of CDs, so we'll be able to listen to some cool music on the way there. And so I think between all the stuff, we should be well entertained. I'm honestly just as excited for the drive there as I am for the actual being there. So we might bust out Rock Band again. We had a work party on Sunday where I played Rock Band kind of seriously for the first time in a long time, and it turned out really fun, and I kind of want to play it some more, which is a problem because Rock Band can be an addiction for me. But like, I have a list of 133 songs that I got gold stars on and or did a perfect run on Expert, and I'm super proud of that. And every time I load up the game, I have to go and look at my song lists of just incredible performances. And then so of course I downloaded some new songs, and now I really want to try those out as well. I've learned that I need to, like, this Xbox that I have is my designated Rock Band Xbox, because it's the one that I've had since I bought Rock Band and I downloaded all my songs onto it. And so anytime I load up Rock Band on this Xbox, all my songs show up. But if I load up Rock Band on my Series X, only a small portion of my songs show up. And so I need to keep that in mind, because depending on what I'm playing on, I may or may not have all my songs represented, and that's never any fun. And harmonics really isn't a thing anymore. They just released a new mode on Fortnite, and so maybe they'll be reachable, but like, as far as like for Rock Band concerns and support, I think that's going to be mostly in the past. So now I have to preserve this Xbox, and I'm like, if anything happens to this Xbox, Rock Band's going down with it, and that is not good. And like, I'm slightly nervous that if we hit like a bump in the road or something while we're traveling, that it'll like bump my Xbox, and then like that won't be good. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully nothing gets bumped or damaged or destroyed. I wanted to bring my spare box instead of my primary Xbox One. I mean, I have a Series X, so my primary Xbox One isn't my primary console anymore, but like, I have so much stuff on that console that it's already downloaded and ready to go, that like trying to download everything on a spare console would just be a big old headache. So I don't plan to do that. I'll just bring the main one and call it a day. Yeah, I don't know. I'm mixed feelings about Florida. Obviously, like, the vacation portion of it is exciting, but like, I don't know, is Florida a dirty, nasty place where like thieves and bums hang out? Obviously, I know California is pretty well known for being a dirty, nasty place where thieves and bums hang out, and so I always get just the slightest bit of nervous when we talk about hanging out in a place that is outside of our normal jurisdiction. And you want to be just primarily excited about these things, right? Like, you don't want to be nervous about going to a vacation, but it's hard not to be. I still have not hit up my Xbox friend who lives out in Florida. I keep saying I'm going to because, like, you know, it's nice to meet up with people in real life. I like doing that. But I still have yet to pull the trigger on this individual. And, like, I could pull the trigger and then have them be like, you know what? No, actually, not interested, not going to do it. And that, I guess, is perfectly fine, but that's always disappointing. So, yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of, like, there's always a bit of nervousness for me when I go on vacation. Like, the people that I work with are going to learn that I'm, like, useless or something and not be affected at all by my absence. But, like, everybody seems like concerned that I'm not going to be around, which is something that is comforting. But like, obviously, like, as a leader, I don't want my team to like collapse whenever I'm not around. That's not an effective leader. But to the same end, like, you do want your absence to be noticed and to be felt, because otherwise people are like, well, why are you even here if when you're gone, nothing seems to have changed? So it's this weird balance you walk of like trying to be noticed without your absence being so detrimental to the team that like no one can function without you, because obviously that's not a healthy way to run a business. And you also want to be noticed enough to where people are like, gosh, I can't wait for him to come back because things are kind of lame without him. So I don't know, there's always that thought that runs through my head as an individual. And I read a story one time about Elon Musk. He had a personal assistant, I believe, who was asking for a raise, and he said, tell you what, go on a week paid vacation, and if I notice your absence while you're gone, then I will give you a raise. And so the lady said, all right, that sounds like a good idea. So she went on vacation for a week and came back and was terminated. And it turned out that Elon Musk did not necessarily notice her when she was gone and was like, what am I paying you for? And so gave her the boot, and that's the end of that. And like, ever since hearing that story, well, this has been a concern in my mind like forever, my entire working career. But ever since hearing that story, it's kind of rang even more true. And I feel like it's especially more like prevalent when you become a member of leadership, because when you're just one of the cogs in the machine, so to speak, like, any machine is going to notice a missing cog. Like, most machines don't have just another cog hanging out ready to fire up when this cog fails or falls out. And so when you put that in the retrospect of the metaphor and how people use it in a working stance, like, most businesses are running as lean as they possibly can without having a whole bunch of extra fluff. And so how do we get away from being fluffier than we need us to be? Well, you run exactly as many people as you need to run. And so when one of those people are gone, you then notice it, and you're like, well, I need to worry about having this covered. And so that's always a bit of a challenge, because it's more visceral, it's more in your face when it's just somebody who's normally around. But when it's a member of management, like, a lot of their work is done in the background, and so a lot of people don't even notice it. And so, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people notice it and they're like, oh my gosh, things are very inconvenient now that he's not around. And that could be the case. I took the first Friday that a lot of my new staff were here, I took that first Friday off because they started in October and I'm off every Friday in October. And no, it was a little bit longer than that, actually. I took October, the Friday through Tuesday off, actually. So it was a small little mini vacation. And I remember them being like, yeah, that was actually a pretty good exercise. I was able to get our feet wet, even though we'd only been here for a couple of days. So we will see. Hopefully everything still runs solid. I will not be bringing my work cell phone with me on this trip, so if people are trying to contact me, they will not get a hold of me. And that is that. And I'm ready for it. If nothing else, I'm ready to just let go for a week and a half. I'm going to hit the New Year's swinging. I have to actually work New Year's, which is going to be the first holiday in a while that I've worked, so that's going to be weird. We have this on-call rotation with the leadership in our department, and I've kind of weaseled my way out of that, and we're just going to keep that little secret nice and tight here. But I probably shouldn't have said that out loud, because if anyone at work is watching, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that guy's not on on-call rotations, that's not fair. I might conveniently edit this out. The more and more I talk about work on here, the more and more I'm like, should I be saying that? Should I be saying this? And like, people usually say to err on the side of caution, and if you think it's not something that you should be sharing, then you probably shouldn't. And so I'm trying to err on that side more and more, and find things that aren't work related to talk about, because I think that's just a smart way to do it. It's difficult, obviously, because work is such a prevalent part of all of our lives, and it's something that I can talk to that's immediately relatable to. Like, most everybody has a job and knows what it's like to work with other people and knows what it's like to be in a working environment. So it's instantly relatable when I bring those things up. I just have to be careful because of my position in this working environment and not saying more than I should be or need to be saying. And like I said, you don't know who's watching. Anyone from work can tune in, and at the same time, no one from work could ever tune in. Like, you don't know. But you have to assume, under the operations, that they are. Therefore, that's how we will be. And so, yeah. I've got like a small list of things that I'm trying to scratch off my to-do list before I leave. And so hopefully I can get all those things taken care of. Like I said, today is going to be games. I say the SD card, but I really can't clean that SD card out until after tomorrow when I'm done filming the last 2 videos. But I will probably focus more on just uploading more videos so that I feel better about having them deleted. If I know that they exist in a multitude of places, then I'm less likely to be sad about having them go. A lot of these in-transit videos are the ones that are going to have to get the XNA at the end of the day, because they're just so similar that using them as stock footage just gets repetitive. But like the ones where I actually manage to have kind of a unique perspective of what's going on, I'll probably keep those, because those make good stock footage. And like I've said before, as a person who's doing filmmaking, and I don't even know, I guess this is filmmaking, as a person who does what I do, which is videography of multiple different assets, it is very helpful to have a small little library of stock footage. And so, yeah, I'm building up my stock footage, deleting the stuff I don't need. I am really thirsty, and hope that I have Gatorade at home, because that is one thing about doing these. I get super thirsty every time, because I'm just sitting here and I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm talking, and it's not abundantly easy to drink while you're driving, especially like one of those kind of drinks. Like, I feel like I always spill water all over myself. But maybe I should try and do that and give you guys something to laugh at, because these videos don't tend to be hilarious or funny, and maybe that's why you don't come around, and maybe you do come around because I'm serious and I talk business. This place that I have been waiting to open across the street from where I live, it's a little ice cream place. It's been at least a year, if not two, that we've been waiting for these guys to open. I'm really excited about it, honestly. And I'm worried that they're going to open while I'm on vacation, and I'm going to miss the grand opening sale, because that would just be rotten sauce to the core. And so hopefully they can hold off, and maybe they'll do like a New Year's grand opening sale bash thing, and it'll be great. And maybe they won't, and who knows. But they seem to be very close to completion at this point, so any day now they should be like, we're grand opening. Was it last week that I stopped by and he said he was hoping to be open this week or the week before or something like that, but it's close, and maybe I'll talk to you guys about that when it does happen. But it has been another solid commute. I'm going to shut them off now, and we're going to get to editing and eating and all the things that I said I was going to do.